June 3, 2024, the village of Aseirat, in Sohag, Egypt, woke to ordinary morning sounds. Donkeys brayed. The call to prayer echoed across the fields. Villagers moved with their daily routines, tending crops, feeding livestock, oblivious to the secrets buried beneath centuries of sand. At the edge of the village, ruins lay half swallowed by wind and dust. Broken pottery, collapsed villas, fragments of small temples scattered beneath layers of sand. For generations, villagers whispered warnings, "Leave the ruins alone, misfortune will follow." Strange lights flickered at night. Sudden storms appeared without warning. Animals grew sick without cause. Children were warned to stay indoors after sunset. But Mahmoud al-Shanawi, 40, broad-shouldered, ambitious, and reckless, ignored the warnings. To him, such tales were superstition obstacles to be overcome. Mahmoud had long worked outside the law, excavating privately, selling antiquities to collectors. He made a living through risk and cunning. His team consisted of Samir, jittery and quick; Karim, self-taught in hieroglyphs and symbols; Hassan, heavy-set and cautious; and two others driven purely by profit. Each man knew the danger but believed their skill would protect them. Their target, a villa at the edge of Aseirat, half swallowed by sand, its stones carved with faded symbols now nearly forgotten. Villagers avoided it. Mahmoud saw opportunity. They began digging at sunrise. Shovels struck stone, dust rose. By mid-morning, a large slab emerged, etched with intricate hieroglyphs, ritual offerings, guardians, repeated warnings of punishment for those who disturbed the sacred place. Samir trembled. Karim read aloud, voice shaking, "Do not enter. Boundaries guarded. Offerings required." Mahmoud waved warnings aside, pushing the slab to the side. Beneath it, a narrow shaft descended into darkness. Cold air exhaled from below, as if the past itself were breathing. That night, 8-year-old Nur al-Madawi, daughter of Sarah, wandered near the villa. Drawn by torchlight and curiosity, she approached the ruins quietly. The villagers never saw her leave. By morning, she was gone. Panic swept Aseirat. Whispers of curses filled the air. Some insisted it was the work of spirits. Others blamed greedy men who disturbed sacred places. Detective Tariq Gabe arrived. Footprints stopped abruptly near the villa. Murmurs spread. The curse is real. Professor Thabit, archaeologist from Aseirat University, examined the slab. Inscriptions spoke of symbolic offerings, guardians, and warnings. Ancient language, precise and meticulous, meant to deter the careless. Mahmoud's team felt tension rise. Samir vanished briefly, returning shaken. Hassan prayed openly. Karim refused to speak. Mahmoud's confidence began to falter. A faint whisper in the wind seemed to echo the slab. "Do not disturb." The days after Noor's disappearance were tense. Villagers locked doors early. Mothers kept children close. Whispers filled the air. "The ruins have claimed her." Shadows seemed longer, stretching unnaturally in the dim light of dawn and dusk. Detective Tariq Gaber interviewed villagers one by one. Each story added unease rather than clarity. Some spoke of strange sounds at night, soft cries, echoing footsteps, laughter that belonged to no one. Others reported flickering lights moving among the ruins, visible only from the corners of their eyes. Mahmoud and his team pressed on despite the fear. They descended into the shaft, torches flickering, dust clinging to the walls. The air was heavy, almost suffocating. Every echo sounded like a warning. Every shadow seemed alive. Karim studied the hieroglyphs meticulously. Symbols described offerings, guardians, punishments for the careless. Each symbol felt alive, whispering in a language that reached deep into the mind. Samir began speaking of dreams of a child wandering among sand dunes, calling softly, of walls closing in, shadows moving against the torchlight. Mahmoud dismissed it as imagination. Hassan insisted on caution. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, a low wind rose. It carried a faint scent of something ancient, decayed, forgotten. The team paused. Footsteps in the sand, perhaps just the wind, yet the feeling of being watched persisted. Noor's absence weighed heavily. Her parents, Sarah and Ali, could not sleep. They visited the edge of the ruins daily, Hoping for a sign, the villa offered nothing but silence and mystery. Strange occurrences spread to the village. Doors creaked open on their own. Livestock refused to enter certain areas. Even the wind seemed to whisper warnings at night. Mahmud's obsession grew. He believed the villa concealed treasures beyond gold or jewelry objects untouched for centuries, protected by hieroglyphs and rituals demanding respect. The team discovered a hidden chamber, partially covered with sand. It emitted a chilling draft. Inside lay pottery vessels, remnants of offerings, and a shallow pit. The air smelled of age, dust, and something unspoken. Korean translated, the inscriptions hinted at symbolic offerings, yet one line suggested a ritual involving life. Warnings about sacrifices. Every reading increased unease. Mahmud pressed forward. Shadows shifted within the villa. Soft cries echoed faintly. Impossible to locate. The air felt alive, pressing on the skin, whispering secrets humans could neither fully hear nor understand. The villagers' fears grew. Some refused to leave homes at night. Others whispered that disturbing the ruins would awaken the guardians, beings of the past, bound to protect the sacred. Mahmud's team outwardly ignored the warnings, but inwardly, doubt settled. Even the bravest men can feel the weight of forces older than themselves. Days passed, and the villa seemed to grow heavier with unseen presence. The wind carried strange murmurs. Dust swirled in the corridors, forming shapes that vanished when approached. Mahmud could no longer deny the tension that gripped his team. Samir avoided the shaft altogether, claiming he felt watched. Kareem's hands trembled as he translated the hieroglyphs, every symbol a whisper from the past, every line a warning ignored. Hassan's prayers grew louder, more desperate. As nights became darker and shadows moved unnaturally, the village, too, was changing. Children refused to play near the edges of the ruins. Livestock huddled together in fear, refusing to graze in certain fields. Even elders avoided their usual evening walks, citing something in the ruins watching. One evening, Mahmud noticed faint footprints leading away from the villa, small, childlike. Yet they disappeared without trace. Noor's absence had cast a shadow over every step. Every breath, the team began to feel the weight of what they had disturbed. Inside the hidden chamber, more discoveries were made. Small vessels, remnants of offerings, lay scattered. The shallow pit contained fragments of what appeared to be organic matter. The air smelled of decay and something older, something deliberately hidden. Kareem translated. Cautiously, the inscriptions described protective rituals and offerings to spirits guarding the place. But one line suggested the potential cost of intrusion and offering of life, a warning long ignored. Mahmud dismissed it, insisting the warnings were symbolic. That night, the villa seemed alive. Soft, almost inaudible cries echoed in the corridors. Shadows moved without light. The air pressed on the chest, making breathing difficult. Samir swore he saw a small figure dart between the pillars, always just out of reach. Detective Gaber returned to the villa. He examined the shaft and hidden chamber with new equipment. Footprints, disturbances, and traces of soot were noted. Yet the evidence of Noor's presence was scant, nothing conclusive. The mystery deepened. Villagers whispered of the guardians, ancient protectors of the villa. Angered by human greed, they spoke of Noor, taken as a warning, a soul lost to those who disturbed sacred ground. Mahmud refused to acknowledge it. But unease had settled deep in his chest. The team discovered symbols etched deeper in the walls, previously unseen. Hieroglyphs describing offerings, protection, and consequences. The air around them felt thick, as if the walls themselves were breathing. Every step reverberated like a heartbeat through the ancient stones. Mahmud, once confident, began sleeping poorly. Samir's nightmares worsened. Hassan prayed incessantly. Kareem's hands were off from constant note-taking and translation. Every night, the cries grew louder. Every shadow seemed more deliberate. Aseirat, once calm, lived in tension. Mothers whispered to children. Elders avoided the villa. And even travelers passing by felt the weight of the ruins. Something unseen lingered, patient and watchful, waiting for the careless or greedy. If you enjoyed this journey into mystery and unknown, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss what's coming next. At Hidnark, Every story has depth, and every secret hides a side you've never seen before. Stay with us. The mystery is far from over.